Hi, welcome to the course, and in this lecture, I just want to get started with the basics of programming. So, before we get to the actual content, let's just talk about Python a little bit. In general, I don't think that programming languages in itself are very important. Right? Like whether you are choosing to write code in Python or whether you're using C++ or using Java, it doesn't really make any difference because what's important is it's important to learn the foundation of programming. It's very important to know what data structures are, how to use them to solve problems. It's very important to get great at problem solving, but the language in itself is not that important. Once you get really good in Python, it should not be that big a deal for you to move to C++ or to Java. Right? So the focus during the whole course is to achieve all of that, but still why Python? So, Python is actually getting more and more popular. So, Python has actually previously become. So there are three main reasons why Python is getting more and more popular. First of all, Python is a great language for web development. There are a lot of websites which are built using Python. Some people use Python Django. Some people are using Python with Flask. So there are various frameworks available in Python where you can build websites. So, a lot of people use Python to build websites. So that is one major reason Python is very popular. Along with that, data science and machine learning is basically just making Python extremely important for everybody to learn. So anybody who is doing any kind of work in data science and ML, most of the people are using either R or Python, and a lot of people in industry actually end up using Python more than R. So Python actually has a lot of support for various libraries, various frameworks, which are important from a data science and machine learning perspective. So that's one thing that is very important. The third thing is Python actually is a great starting language. Python doesn't require you to write a lot of, like I'll say, just boilerplate code that you would need to write in C++ and Java. Just basics, like Python just requires you to write exactly what you need to do. Yeah. It doesn't have a lot of, the syntax is much easier to understand. It's a lot more straightforward compared to most of the other languages. So, these are three main reasons which are why I believe that Python is getting more and more popular. Let's quickly jump into writing our first Python code. The code that we will be writing. See, whenever you're going to be writing a Python code, there are two ways for us. Either we can create a file, write all our code in the file, and then go and run that file. That is one option. The second option is that you can, without saving the file, without saving the like of writing code within a file, which you can simply do. We will be using Python 3 for this program like for the whole course. So I would highly recommend you to install Python 3. We would have uploaded some notes for you to give you some ideas on how to do it. It should be pretty straightforward how to install Python. You will have to get that done. And you will also need to get something installed called Jupyter Notebook. Once you are done with both of them, you should be ready to write code along with the lectures. Okay. So one option I have is I can within this Python 3 shell prompt. Or I can write this code in a file. So let's just write the code along with the lectures in the Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Once you have it installed, you will be able to run Jupyter Notebook and it'll open. It'll basically open this web page. This is something which is open in Chrome for me right now. And it just shows me all the files and folders within the directory that I am in. So my directory currently has an intro folder. And the hello world.py file that we just created. Right. We just created that. So I'm going to move this hello world.py inside the intro. I'll do that later. Now within this intro, If I want to write some code, I need to create a new file, a new notebook, and I want to create a new Python 3 notebook. So it has created a new Python 3 notebook for me. I'll just explain to you how this notebook works. Right. Let me just name this one. So let's call it Hello World. So the best part about this Python notebook, this Jupyter notebook is, you have this place where you can write some code. So for example, I can write a print Hello World. And if you want to run it, you just need to do a control enter and it runs the code for you. So it has this prompt-like feeling that I can write something and run it. It runs automatically. And it actually saves the file for us as well. Right. So you can go back and look at this later on as well. So that's basically you're getting benefits of both sides. Okay. So we'll be using the Jupyter Notebook for the course. I highly recommend you to practice with the Jupyter Notebook a little. That'll basically make you comfortable around whatever we'll be doing in the code. Okay. I'll try and add some notes for that as well. Perfect. It's okay, so now hope you understand what we are planning to use. We are planning to use a Jupyter notebook because it lets you run there itself. So whatever you write, you just do control enter there itself. So whatever you write, you just do control enter. Just want to print hello and then again do control enter. It will run the code again for you, right? So beautiful program which lets you play with Python code and it saves the file for you as well. So you can go back later and look at it. Okay, perfect. So seems like we have already written our first code, which was printing something whatever you want to print. I just had few simple rules. You need to use the print command. So in print whatever you want to print, you need to put it inside these brackets and they have to be within single quote or double quote. So whatever you want to print, just one small thing. Let's try to print it twice. So it's printing it twice. That's perfect. The only thing that I want you to realize is that it has actually printed it in different line. It has not printed hello, it has printed hello. It pressed enter, came to the next line, and then typed hello as well. So by default, the print command adds an enter or a new line at the end of whatever you want to print. So you want to print hello, it has added a new line at the end. Just an observation, we will not do anything to change that. We'll see later on if you want to change that or not. But for now, just an observation that I wanted you guys to see. Thank you.